So it is May 26th. Start one of our final few days on the flatbed here. We are wrapping this thing up. Just a quick look down the sides, what the profile looks like. Down the side here, this is what the back's looking like. I've got my mark outs for the license plate bracket. I've got a hole drilled that the four-way, seven-way is going to go into. I got my holes marked for my passenger or driver side and passenger side lights. Still got to get up there and fit that piece up there, and then put the other lights that are going to be in the headache rack up there. And I've got to do my gooseneck well still. I can't forget that. But we are wrapping this thing right on up. Did work. This is a two-handed operation. See if I can do this. Got it. It worked today getting those down. So just ground them down. It's a little dark. Just ground them down where they fit in there nice and tight. I do need to come back. I'm gonna weld these two holes up. I gotta put a little washer or something on the back side of it and then plug weld that up. I thought I was gonna be able to take a piece of plate and bridge across it, and it was just wider across than I wanted to do that, so I drilled those holes for nothing. So I'll put those back on, slam it up, it stays in there nice and tight. Two hands, you can come in, peel those out, and it will fall right down. These are both lockable. That's what's gonna hold the, you'll drop the door down to get to the gooseneck well, but also what's gonna keep the ramps in place and make sure they don't, someone can't just walk up there and steal my ramps. So that's gonna go right there. That'll go right there. That'll go right there. That'll go right there. I gotta get my things down the sides. My Z-track down both sides, and I got to get my front D-rings welded on and the lights put up there. There's a little bit of welding on the front. Once I get all of these odds and ends, these big ticket items, I'm going to walk around and like fill some more weld in here and fill a little bit more weld in there and weld and grind and weld and grind. I got to put some weld right here and all the way across this middle to hold all of that on. Make it a little more sturdy. I'm probably gonna grind that seam down, that one, all the way around, up and over, grind all that down. But we are wrapping it on up. So I'm gonna set y'all up, get the plasma cutter out. I'm gonna torch these holes first. I'm gonna take that off. Take that piece right there off so that I can put it on the table and cut it. I don't like cutting on the diamond, so what I did is I went and drilled a tiny hole in the corners, and I'll just flip it over and connect the holes on the other side. I'm gonna do a test cut in this piece to make sure that a 2-inch hole, I don't need to get any wider than that hole, otherwise my bolts are gonna have a hard time finding grip. So I want it to just be big enough to put that in. So get that done. We'll go from there. So set y'all up for a few minutes. Not gonna work a long time today, but I'll set y'all up and let you watch for a few. I'm getting ready to put the gooseneck door down. I was going to do a hinge system that kind of used a rod and then went and laid over there, but I don't think I want that lid to sit over there and rattle in the bed while I'm hauling a gooseneck. So I cut these 1x1 3/16 angle iron, and I'm gonna bring them over here and I'm gonna weld them just below the surface here, right in the middle, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm gonna take a 1/4-20, one of those 1/4-20 nut certs and just bolt it down, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then when you need to get into the gooseneck well, you'll just have to come up here and unbolt those real quick. But it shouldn't be that big of a pain. At least that's what I'm gonna go with first. Most of the time, this will be a flat deck. When we're gonna haul the horses somewhere or haul the gooseneck trailer somewhere, we'll take it out when we do that. But like when we haul the horses somewhere, we'll just leave it out until we get back. And then it'll be flat deck again for another few months. So I think that's how I'm gonna do it. So follow along. I know it's kind of unconventional, not what a lot of people do. Most people do what I was talking about a second ago, but we're not most people. So that's that. All right, I'm gonna stop there for the night. What I actually gonna end up doing is I'm gonna cut these 2 off. I don't need 4, I just need 2. So I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna think about it because I may leave this one and this one, that way they're in line. And cut these 2 off so I can put my wire thing over here. I don't know. I'm gonna leave 2 of them, cut 2 of them off. I don't know if I'm gonna leave these 2 or leave those 2. The other 2 I'm gonna make finger holes to be able to reach in and grab the grab it and pick it up. So that's gonna end us for tonight. We still gotta cut the license plate out in the back, but I forgot that I hadn't welded those hinge offsets. So I needed to get those welded on while it was still bolted so that it would hold it true while it cooled. And that's that. So that's it for the night.